I want to take a few minutes. We're going to wrap up in a few. This has been an incredible 3 days, but I want to turn it over to Dallin. And we want to recognize all the folks. You know, we had Verlin Harris and Alan and Tish Jackson with us yesterday, and we shared with you guys just a snippet, a little sampling of the documentary for Hearts and Hands for Humanity. But it's amazing. We said we could really use some funds to put our 2 drill teams to work. And next thing you know, Shelly Key's sending me a message on WhatsApp saying, hey, put me down for a well. Shelly's donated so many wells, by the way, her and Victor. She said, put me down for a well. Then she said, James Fu out of China would like to donate a well as well. She said, take it out of his commission. He's got a great business and a great check. Take it out of his commission. So next thing you know, we got a well from Shelly. We got a well from James.
Did he agree to it?
He agreed to it. He agreed to it. We thanked him.
Thank you,
and
James.
So, thank you, James, and thank you, Shelly.
Wow. Well, I was just asking Daniel. I was thinking, I mean, we started by going up to Canada, and Gilbert presented a check from him and his team for a well. Henry Marsh was moved and said, Dallin, put me down for another well. Shelly and James, Ricky and Francoise and U Crew Nation presented a check for a well. And Kimon just right now. I mean, I just pinch myself sometimes to be surrounded by people like these and people like you who are givers. I'm going to say a few words as we end the convention, but I want to give our guests, our leaders, a chance to maybe just share for a couple minutes each from the convention, maybe a takeaway. And why don't we start over here with Greg and Lori?
Well, before we get into the takeaway, Lori and I have had this on our heart for quite some time, and we want to donate it a well as well.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Greg. Man.
We're very, very excited about that and happy to donate.
And I want to be on the trip to Africa with you guys when you see your well. Love you guys.
You guys are the best.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
It's like 8 new wells. That's about 25,000 more children added to that 400,000 over the last couple days. That's the Vaseo culture that John Maxwell said. It's amazing that you guys have a culture like this. After a couple years, it usually takes a couple decades.
Short time.
So, any closing comments as we bring this in for landing, as Gilbert would say?
We miss you, Gilbert.
Yes,
we miss
do.
all of you. We miss all of you, and we can't wait for the next one that's live so we can all be together and giving hugs. As far as closing comments, I think this was an absolutely fantastic event. United We Grow, I think it was a perfect title. We all did a very united job of this event. I know you guys felt that at home, and we all felt it here, and we felt the love coming through the screen, even though we couldn't see all of you. I think one of my biggest takeaways is the heart. The heart on many different levels. The heart of when you were saying how we need, more people to put in more wells. Mm-hmm. And that heart cry went out and was met. And then the heart of all the training and all of the people that spoke and gave testimonials and shared. I just think the message that I felt throughout the whole convention in different ways on different levels was the heart. And so when we're building this business, if we have the right heart, and we remember we're in the people business, because it's always about people, and we go out there with that heart, we're going to build a really, really huge company. And Dallin's vision of 20,000 diamonds is not only going to be met, but surpassed. And I do believe that. I believe your vision is going to be met and surpassed. And I love that.
Amen. I receive it.
Being part of this event, I've had this from day one, but the urgency is just, it's just boiling within inside of me. I can just feel it. I can feel, I don't know if it's that percolating that you keep talking about, but I mean, think about this. You get to be in the foundation of the next giant company, ran by people that actually know what they're doing, with products that are first in class. And the urgency that I see is, we get to go carve out as much of that multi-billion-dollar company as we want. This is our chance. This is our chance to go take care of our families, to set our families up. And I just, to me, it's all about action. I loved what John Maxwell said. We can all make decisions, but it's all about taking that action. And it's like burning inside me. We all just got to go out and take action, lay that foundation. What we do over the next 90 days could be like 9 years, over in the future, because there's just going to be so much growth exponentially that we can all take advantage of. And I just feel that with all my heart.
Yeah. It's percolating. How about Ricky and Francoise?
For me, I just feel very humbled and blessed and honored to be sitting here with you all. To go from a video to on stage with such amazing people, it shows you that if you're willing to do the hard things, as Dallin says, that you can have a life that you have to pinch yourself in, and then be able to speak into people's life about your struggles, your storms, so hopefully they can get out of theirs. It's just a huge blessing, and I don't take it for granted. And that's my mission, is impact and purpose, to go out and get other people to this part in their life. And I didn't get to say much about, or anything about Kimmin, but I would say 3 words: classy, competitor, and confident. For me, I don't like to speak. God's pushed me on the stage, and he's been the biggest encourager why we've been here for 3 days for me. And every time I'm around him, he's very classy, has an awesome heart, and I feel honored and blessed to be in this business with him. And lastly, I would just say the dash. As I'm looking at this, I know we all live in the dash, but I feel like God's telling me that we're in the dash of Aseo. In 2017, we started the date of Aseo, but now it's up to us to build the dash. So Aseo lives way beyond every one of us, and that's what really is on my heart right now.
Ricky, thanks for getting in the boat. That was one of the best messages I've ever heard. You and Francoise, fantastic messages today. And Lori, you sharing about going to Germany, that just touched me in the deepest crevices of my heart. And it was right after John Maxwell talked about you need to learn how to connect. And then Lori Ferraro gets on there and connects like, wow. Who wasn't moved by that? Grateful you went over there and met her instead of waiting for 10 more months. Because time passes and her dash ended. So thank you all. How about Holly and Corbin? I'm sorry, Francoise.
Yeah, I would actually like to say something about Kimmin too. It was the first time that I had the honor of really meeting him and spending time with him, and he is such like a gracious, like serving, just everything about you. Like when I was speaking, he went out there and took pictures and videos. It just really touched my heart. It was amazing. Like you just care, and I can see you being the top of this company just because of your heart. And I'm just so grateful and so happy that you're part of our family and in this room with us. And you guys out there, if you're on his team, you are so blessed. We're around leaders all the time, and we see a heart like that. God blesses that. He blesses the heart. And I think for me, one big takeaway, I really enjoyed John Maxwell. Like it was just amazing. Like I just felt like it just spoke to the deepest heart of my soul. Everything he said was just amazing. But he talked about consistency and how sometimes you don't see it. It's like that compound effect. And I think a lot of us might have been internalizing our consistency as a person, but I saw it as our company. Like Viseo has been so consistent. We've went through a lot as a company. You're just always consistent. And it's that compound effect that I feel is happening right now. That percolating that I think we feel is that tipping point. I feel like this is that moment where people are starting to recognize and they're seeing us, like they see us. And to me, that is so exciting because we've been waiting for this. Like it's been, 4 years, and I just feel it in my soul, in my heart. And I'm just so honored to be here, and I'm just so proud to sit beside you guys. Like this is a dream. Like Ricky said, like when we saw you guys on video, like we're sitting next to you, like I'm here with you guys. Like how did this happen? I don't know. God is good. I really enjoyed this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Francoise.
Well, aren't y'all excited? Wasn't this amazing? Look at these guys in the corporate team and Cornerstone, everyone here that put all this hard work into it through so many trials and tribulations that happened that honestly, there were days for a second you thought, are we really going to pull off this convention? And I thought, with these people, there's no doubt. A lot of people are down and they sit there and they use that as an excuse. And these guys said, you know what, people are counting on us. And that's the heart of Viseo. They know that people are counting on them and they're going to deliver. And they didn't put any excuses in the way to make that happen. And all of our chats and our Facebooks and our social media and our texts are blowing up. People saying, literally, with this being even virtual, in person, it doesn't matter. This was one of the best conventions that they've ever been a part of. And that is amazing considering everything that y'all have gone through the last couple of weeks. And it just shows where this company is going. I look across the room and all the videos and the people that we heard from and the leadership we have in this company. I mean, come on. If you're looking left or right, you're absolutely crazy. You will never, ever, ever find a group of leaders that will pour into you like the people in this room right here, the people that we saw in the video, and the people who are watching this, that your turn is next to share your story and speak on stage and pour into people's lives. There's not another company like Viseo. There will never be another company like Viseo. This is your opportunity. Very few times does the opportunity come like this in front of you. It's your turn. You better take advantage of it, because a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, don't look back and say, I wish I had. Make it happen today.
Very few times am I at a loss for words, but I am full. I do not have anything else to say.
Thank you, Corbin.
This is a rare event in 4 years, so
We did a good
Sort of
job.
reminds me of a former partner we had.
seriously, nothing further to say. Hey, before I share with you my takeaways from the event, I want to have join us for a couple minutes a few of the key members, the ownership, Mr. Chad Frotton from Cornerstone, and Corey Lynn and Cody. Tom is in the trailer. They've got an amazing trailer, by the way, 2530 video TVs and monitors and video cameras. It's a lot to run one of these events, guys. A lot goes into it. It's quite a production. And Chad is the owner here at Cornerstone. Him and his team always do such an amazing job. And as we were signing thank you cards for him this afternoon, I put on there to Chad's card, I said, thank you for always treating Dallin and I and Viseo like a true partner. Because he hasn't treated us like a client, he's treated us like a partner. And to find partners, there's one thing to have a vendor relationship, but it's something else when you know you have a partner that has your back. He has a tremendous amount of respect for Dallin. They've known each other for a long, long time. And I've gotten to know Chad over the last 4.5 years and have a tremendous amount of respect for him. So I'd like to bring out Cody and Corey Lynn, and I'd like to bring out Chad for a few minutes so we can thank them publicly in front of the world of Viseo. We want to give you guys.
I just want to say Chad is one of my best friends. For how many years now, Chad?
Since probably 2004.
So for like 18 years.
18
What do we got here?
We've got a few gifts. We've got one. This one's for Chad here. We've got a gift card for you and a card and just our way of saying thank you. This is Cody there. And where's Corey Lynn?
Right here.
Here.
How big is your facility here? How many square feet?
145,000 square feet.
145,000 square feet. You're seeing about 2,000 of the 145,000. That's what it takes to pull one of these things off. So we wouldn't have been able to do what we did without the help and the support of Cornerstone. So give it up at home. Put your hands together.
I just want to say one thing, and I'm going to be very, very brief, but, you know, this man means the world to me. He's been like a father to me, and he's not that old. And he always says that to me, but, you know, I've been blessed, and I can testify to all of you out there that the reason I'm living my dreams and the reason I have this building and I'm able to have these employees, these wonderful employees of mine that are like family to me, is because of Dallin. And he believed in me, and he took me on the journey with his other companies, and he's continued to take me on the journey. He invited me to this party, and that's where the loyalty comes from. And
Thanks, Chad.
you know, you guys are absolutely right. If you miss this boat, if you miss this Viseo boat, you're missing out, because there's no greater men than Dallin Larsen, and he's systematically partnered with some of the very best in the industry. So I want to just say thank you.
Wow. Thank you.
Any better.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Corey. Lynn.
Speak at our
Thanks,
next
Cody. Thanks. Appreciate all you do.
He's speaking on the next panel.
Thank you, Chad, for the kind words. I'm just going to share with you guys for a minute or two and then turn it over. I want Dallin to wrap this up and bring this in for a close. But I am so fired up, guys, about the corporate team, their hard work, their dedication, but what they've delivered. Guys, we gave you new products. We are now legal in China. I don't know of another company this young in the direct sales industry that has a joint venture cooperation agreement with a Chinese license. There's 91 Chinese licenses that have been issued. And some of those companies are the big companies that we've all heard of, the household names, the multi-billion-dollar companies. And for us as a 4-year-old company to have a cooperation joint venture agreement is an amazing milestone in Viseo. We've got the new products, the joint venture agreement, and we're delivering everything we can for each and every one of you to put you not only in a position to win, but put you in a position to believe in yourself so you know you can go to the next level. And I love hearing all the stories of everybody. We have so many different leaders from different backgrounds, but to hear your stories and to hear Kimon tonight and his persistence, I want to end with a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes, and I want to end with it, and I didn't want to screw it up, so I'm going to read it to you. I know the quote, but I didn't want to screw it up. It's Calvin Coolidge, and it's called persistence, and it's nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. I'm a big believer in persistence, guys. It doesn't matter your educational background, doesn't matter where you were raised, where you came from, the family life you came from. Doesn't matter if you've had success or have never had success. I believe Viseo is a community of encouragers and people that are willing to inspire you. I love getting on phone calls. I love getting on Zooms with our leadership. I love hearing your stories. I love hearing what's possible. I love hearing some of you accomplish your goals because this amazing family and this amazing community. Dallin and Carrie offered their hand and invited me on this ride, and it's been quite an amazing journey, and I know we're just getting started. Guys, stick with us. The rest of 2021 is going to be amazing, and we're going to move into an amazing year in 2022. With all that said, I want to turn it over to Mr. Dallin Larsen so he can wrap up what's been an amazing 3 days.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I want Kimon to, anything else you'd like to add, Kimon?
You know, I think it's been an incredible weekend, and I'm so humbled to be invited, so humbled to sit with some of the greats here. I hope that everyone that jumped on this weekend got an aha moment. The aha moment is when your life changes. And I think you guys have given us so many aha moments. So thank you guys for everything you've done. It's been incredible. But before I end and pass it to you, I definitely want to say thank you to my wife. I didn't do it earlier because you guys got me so emotional, and I am an ugly crier. You do not want to see me cry. It's ugly.
We sort of do.
I do. Well, yeah. Yeah, it would be not.
What a better way to wrap up a convention. Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah. But I just want to tell my wife I love her. And Sarah, thank you so much for supporting this journey that we've been on. So I love you. And so thank you.
Thanks, Kimon. Well, we're going to put a bow on this in a couple minutes, and I told you before, sometimes I pinch myself that God somehow blessed this kid that barely graduated from high school, that was raised in the potato fields of Idaho, with parents who poured into me and gave me roots and wings, made me believe I could go out and do whatever I set my mind to. And my life has been so rich. I look at these couples, and there's always adversity. Before anything great, there's always adversity. I look at Greg and Lori. I mean, Greg was in my home a few years ago, starting over, and I could see the look on his face. The consternation, the concern, I'm a provider for my wife and We do this together, but for our children, and I'm not going to let them down. I mean, he didn't utter those words to me, but I could feel the weight that he was under. And they got in here, and it hasn't been easy. I mean, first of all, their sponsor quit. Bad move. Not a good move. You know, so they kept looking up line. If your sponsor quit and you're alone, say, hey, that happened to Greg and Lori. They're now black diamonds. No excuse for you. You keep looking up line until you find someone who's committed. I look at Ricky and Francoise, and that phone call 4 years ago, we didn't know each other, and they're just so coachable, and they want to be their best. They want to step into God's purpose in their life, and I've had them in our home, and Christian and Anna, you know, what a beautiful family. They're not only great networkers, but they're just beautiful people and parents. And, you know, I see a lot of people they misunderstand Ricky a lot. And they also misunderstand Francoise. But I've been around him a lot. And I've seen him in a lot of situations. And they have a heart for the Lord. And they want to do good and be good. And it hasn't been easy for them, like Francoise was talking about, and Ricky. They got in the boat, and they've never gotten out of the boat, and they've kept rowing and rowing and rowing. And more than a few people have gotten out of the boat while they were rowing. They've lost 2 diamond legs, okay? Do you think some mornings they wake up and said, man, can we do this? We just lost a diamond leg. Now we just lost another diamond leg, but they didn't quit because they believed that if God told them that they ought to join here, and Ricky said, God said move. God doesn't change his mind. You do. He doesn't. So Ricky and Francoise are committed. They're in the boat, and they're staying in the boat. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it.
Man.
I look at Holly and Corbin.
Yes.
Corbin almost died, okay? Do you know that? At a football game? Ambulance comes. He says, you better call your son. Because when we do this to you, you may not wake up. Same age as Dad was when he died. Too young, way too young. He's got some health challenges. Hasn't been easy for Holly and Corbin. They didn't get a silver spoon in their mouth. See this guy sitting next to me? How would you like to live the first 34, 35 years of your life never meeting your dad? Is that easy? Some people would never want to meet him after that. Daniel forgave, went and met his dad. Realized he had a couple brothers, Puerto Rico. Man, he's always talking about his Puerto Rico brothers and his younger brother in Colorado and how much he loves him. You know, but to be able to reconnect with his dad and say words that I'm sure were deep in his heart that he could share with his dad before his dad passed. A couple years with his dad. I'm grateful for that. Kimmon's lost a leg in this business. I was talking to him about it today. You ought to call so-and-so. Tell him it's time to come back. So, ordinary people that do extraordinary things and are consistent. And I think of Vaseo now, and I think, you know, a baby is born. Eventually it starts to crawl. Eventually that baby gets up on his feet, or her feet. This weekend, Vaseo's on its feet. We're off, all fours, and we're on our feet with additional demonstrable products that we built, we did billions of dollars with in the past, but this is better, with a Chinese license. In fact, 2 hours ago, I was on a 3-way call with a person who said, I fly to China all the time. I've got big leaders. He used to make $1 million a year in this industry. Just heard that Vaseo's got his China license. He wants in. So we're going to have a press release go out on Monday. It should be up on Vaseo wall. Send that out to everybody you know and say it's time. Okay, Vaseo's arrived. It's growing up. This baby is starting to walk. And then we're going to start to run. You need to get to gold, period. You need to get in. You need to get your pack. Enroll in SmartShip to save 10% on that initial purchase. Greg showed you the model. Put 5 on the left, 5 on the right, and earn that double tip and put $4,500 in your pocket. get to gold and earn your first free trip to the Bahamas and participate in 5% of the revenue of this company. Okay? Charlie Kalb nailed it when he said it's the power of one. Starts with you. You're the one.
That's right.
And then you go out and you find one on the left and one on the right. Everybody that's watched this conference the last few days, I challenge you, I implore you, if not now, when? I promise you're never going to be more motivated and excited than you are right now. If you don't do it now, I don't know when you're going to do it. I challenge you over the next week to go out and put 2 people in the business. The power of 2. That's what I've done for 30 years. The power of 2, one on the left and one on the right. Teach them to do the same thing. If you can get to star, you can get to gold. If you can get to gold, you can get to blue sapphire. You can get to diamond. It's just doing the same thing over and over again. As I look in this red light up here, I see people in homes with dreams. You're a diamond. The points haven't caught up yet, maybe, but you're a diamond. I want you to start speaking that. I'm a diamond. I'm a diamond. I own my life. I take my family on vacations, free vacations with Viseo. Start speaking it as if it had already happened. Now, I talked about the dash as I spoke a couple of days ago. The last few days, as I look now at my dash of 62 years, and hopefully it'll go to 100 and beyond, these 2 days are very important in that dash for me, for all the reasons why I've just been talking about the last few days. I talked about these guys that have had their challenges. You don't think I've had my challenges? I've been married twice. It's not easy. Didn't turn out exactly how I thought. Carrie sends her love, by the way. She texted me yesterday. And I don't know what to say, except that maybe God, I don't know. I guess my life up to this point, I've sure become empathetic. Had a child who was addicted to drugs for a decade, wondering if he would be alive the next day. That hurts. Losing my parents, that hurts. Going through a divorce, that hurts. Sometimes you want to crawl up and quit. I didn't. I did for a little while. But I got to get back up, just like these people have gotten back up with their challenges. But God has given me a big heart, an empathetic heart. So whether or not you've been through a divorce, or 2 divorces, or 8 divorces, I don't know. I'm not going to judge you. Whether you've lost a child or things have happened in your past, and maybe you're down on your luck and you wonder if you really can get back up again. I'm getting back up. You can get back up. These couples got back up. Viseo is off its knees. Yeah, we've got some blood on those knees from the last few years. We'll wipe it off. We'll be better for the experience. And we're going to get up on our feet, and we're going to start to run. We had 1 diamond here that we introduced, and a couple over in Thailand. It's going to start happening like this. It's like popping popcorn. You ever pop popcorn in the microwave? Takes a couple minutes, doesn't it? Maybe 60, 90 seconds before that first kernel pops. Those guys started to pop. You guys start popping your fingers now. Start doing it faster. That's how we're going to start breaking diamonds, okay? Just like that, like those popcorn kennels. Okay, they start popping. We're going to start popping them in Texas. We're going to start popping them in Missouri. We're going to start popping them in Florida and California. We're going to start popping them in Vancouver and Calgary and Toronto. We're going to start popping them in Osaka and Tokyo. We're going to start popping them in Bangkok and Chiang Mai and Malaysia and Indonesia. I've got a woman that's texted me 30 times, seriously 30 times during the convention in Indonesia. She's hungry. She's hungry. Are you hungry? What are you hungry for? What are your dreams? I'm hungry to do what God wants me to do. He wants me to stand up and speak truth into people's lives, to help bring people together and unite people regardless of the challenges they've been through, regardless of how many times they've been down on the ground in the fetal position. Let's stand up and be brave and courageous because we remain in that dash for such a short period of time. Linda Ellis in that poem is right. What does she say? For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. I want to donate a well right now too. As Ashley and our couple more, decided we're going to get married and decided, you know what? I think, can we get married on the date that my mom and dad got married? Maybe there's some magic there. They lasted 64 years. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm believing that my best days are in front of me with my family and the business. I'm believing your best days are in front of you with your families and with your business. And I hope that God gives you the experiences that you need, whether they're challenging or not, that'll allow you to grow into the person that He sent you down here to become. Because you are a child of a living God, and God doesn't make mistakes. Imagine that you've got a spark of the divine inside of you, each and every one of us. And of the billions of people on this planet, here we are, a few of us, united together for a purpose, to bless people physically, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. The last few days are a special 2 days in my dash that I'll never forget. The generosity of the Viseo community, the heart of the Viseo community. I've seen it, I've felt it. I see you past that camera right now in your homes. I want you to go home tonight and get on your knees and thank God that somehow, some way, you become a part of this community of people who love you and who are going to be there for you every step of the way. They're not going to judge you harshly. They're going to give you grace. We started this convention, this company 4 years ago, by singing Humble and Kind. And I've talked about being long on grace. I appreciate you being long on grace with me and short on gossip. I love you. I believe in you. If a kid from the potato fields of Idaho, one of 10, slugged in the face by his high school principal, told he would never graduate by my high school coach, can go out and build 2 global companies and now a 3rd. What can you do? It's your time. We will do it as long as we remain united. And as we are united, we will grow. God bless you and your families. Can't wait to see you along this journey. And certainly can't wait to see you in Dallas, Texas, January of 2022. What can we do between now and January in 5 months? Let's go out there and advance in rank, okay? Let's pop some diamonds. We're popping, brother and sister. Let's go. God bless. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Hope you're having a good time tonight. I know we can't be together in person, but next year, hopefully we will. And you're going to look amazing. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. This is an oldie but a goodie, but a fresh new arrangement for you. Hope you like it. Yes, you're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. Oh. Oh, with each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart, and that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Oh, lovely, never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. My new single off a new album called the Osmond Chapman Orchestra. Check it out, let me know what you think. It's a big band, 16-piece. They couldn't be here tonight. I'm telling you, maybe next year. We'll be live and in person. That'd be awesome. Let's do it. Oh, with each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart, and that laugh, wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Oh, bring it up. Lovely, don't you ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight. Have a great night, Paseo.